Oh boy, seriously, it hurt me to do the research for this video. And you would think at this point, if any manufacturer of or any corporation, I should say, were to try this out, anybody would see through the shadiness. But I guess some companies, you still think that consumers are stupid and they try this kind of shit anyway. So, what's going on? So, you guys know the smartphone maker Huawei, which I've never really been that interested in. I know they make good phones, but aside from maybe the Nexus 6P and their phones with the Leica lenses, their phones generally don't catch much of my attention most of the time. Their Mate 10 Pro smartphone is coming out pretty soon, and you can actually pre-order it on Best Buy's website. So, what does Huawei do to promote hype for this phone? You know, any smartphone maker would probably like put up ads on like YouTube or social media, which for a company like Huawei, which isn't a super well-known company, you would think they would be trying some of that out. Which they are also doing ads on social media, but they're also doing something just a little shady. Well, the thing is, they wanted to get some beta testers, which that doesn't sound too bad, right? Getting beta testers. But in order to apply, they wanted you to go on Best Buy's website and basically write a fake review. They wanted people that were interested in becoming beta testers to go on the website and why they wanted the Huawei Mate 10 Pro so much. And this contest ran from January 31st to February 9th. And just to show you how because I'm sure these like beta testers, they really want to get in the program, so they'll do anything to kiss Huawei's asses, right? And so, what do these reviews say? They basically say, and here's some quotes I got here from 9 to 5 Google, quote, unbeatable smartphone of the year, a great new flagship phone, and even a device that puts Samsung to shame because that kind of a statement sounds objective. This phone is best. I have an iPhone 10, but I will switch to Huawei M10. It's one of the positive. That's not from. I'm sorry, but where the person was saying that he or she said that she has the iPhone 10 and wants to switch to a Mate 10 Pro, and just yeah, anybody with a brain would look at this and say this is not very objective. Like this isn't really a review. This is just a company kissing Huawei's asses to get their product out there. So of course well, before I get into what happened now I should say the phone was sitting at a 4.8 out of 5 on Best Buy's website, and 95% of customers recommended the product. I'm willing to bet that all 95% of those were the beta testers. So, of course, the reviews were taken down from Best Buy's website, and Huawei tried to pull their own damage control. They tried to give excuses for why they did this, and this is what they had to say. Quote, Huawei's first priority is always the consumer. Yeah, sure. And we encourage our customers to share their experiences with our devices, some of whom don't even have the devices if they're trying to apply to be beta testers in their own voice and through authentic conversation. While there are reviews from beta testers with extensive knowledge of the product, they were in no way given monetary benefits for providing their honest opinions of the product. That's not our concern. However, we are working to remove posts by beta testers where it isn't disclosed they participated in the review program. So, and just so you know, like I'll show you guys one of the quote unquote reviews that I saw, and that is if I could find it here, might have to go back to 9 to 5 Google's website. Yeah, I have it right here, and it says, request for beta testing, not actual review. Why is anybody going to bother to read this if it is not a review? The Huawei Mate 10 Pro looks like it has great specifications. The screen and camera should be top-notch. Interested to see how the internet speed and audio quality through the headphone jack sounds. Love my music on the go. Look at this quote-unquote review. Does that sound objective at all, or does it just sound like somebody kissing Huawei's asses. I mean, there's more here. I'll probably link to this 9 to 5 Google article. Actually, I will, because I want you guys to see these legit reviews. But it's just like, this is from somebody requesting for beta testing, and like, did this is the review section of Best Buy's website, not Huawei's. It's not even like part of Huawei's website. This is just somebody trying to kiss their asses by posting a quote-unquote review on Best Buy's website. So, Huawei, if you wanted beta testers, like if you legitimately wanted beta testers, why didn't you open a page on your website where people could sign up? Or if you're going to do it for Facebook, why didn't you have people apply, like, type down, like, their technical experience is, like, which, that's another thing, isn't it? If they're really beta testers, isn't it more important that they have the technical expertise to beta test a smartphone rather than just saying, "Oh, I love Huawei so much"? Or were you just doing this just to get your name out there, and you thought that you could trick Best Buy customers into blindly believing, "Oh yeah, this phone is amazing, I'm gonna buy it"? Which, I'm not saying the Mate 10 Pro is a bad phone. Like, I'm pretty sure, like a lot of Huawei products, it's really good. But like, this is not the way to market it, Huawei. And with the whole fake news issue going on Facebook, and this isn't the same thing, but it just reminds me of how when there was that Black Panther smear campaign where people said, "Oh, we're gonna write bad reviews for Black Panther in because we think that the media is against DC movies." Like, it's basically a very similar idea, although in this case it's writing good reviews, but they're not objective reviews. They're not even really from people that have tried it out. Because I'm willing to bet that if they're looking for beta testers, how can you be a beta how can you apply to be a beta tester if you haven't tried out their phone? Like, if you're a legit beta tester, haven't you tried it? So, I mean, this is exactly why, Facebook did an update where they're going to promote more posts from your friends rather than from journalists, since right now Facebook has this really bad image of spitting out fake news. And this is the kind of thing that I think not only it hurts like the smartphone industry, I think this gives the field of public relations a really bad name. Like, before I started taking PR classes, I knew that, like, PR was, like, important. Like, I'm well aware that pretty much everything I do has something to do with public relations, even on Blood Moon Bobby. But PR always had a really bad name, especially in the gaming industry, because it usually meant, like, an executive trying to damage control, or companies like Huawei posting fake reviews, or there are, people suspicious that journalists were getting paid off to write good reviews of products. So, just Huawei, like, I don't even know, like, were you really looking for beta testers, or were you just trying to trick people into falling into your trap? I mean, I just have this sinking feeling that they were just looking for desperate people to do their dirty work. And Best Buy, I don't think, is completely off the hook either. Like, why would you let people write reviews of products that aren't even sold in the States yet? Like, and I've thought about this too. It's like, if somebody, like, let's say, for instance, I'm not really sure the Mate 10 Pro is out just yet, but if it was, like, out in Europe, let's say right now, why would somebody from Europe go to Best Buy's US website and say, "Oh, this phone is amazing, please go buy it"? Which, even then, like, I've shown you these quote unquote reviews, they don't sound like reviews. They sound more like just, people either like fanboys or people just praising it just so they can get a job at Huawei. Like, the best thing I think Best Buy could do is, like, post if professional journalists, like people from, like, The Verge or Gizmodo or CNET, if they got the phone early and they could review it. Like, that's the kind of thing I could understand. But it's like, what can a customer tell you about a phone that there's a 99% chance they haven't even tried yet at a store? Or which even if you try it at a store, you shouldn't be posting a review of it. You know, a good review is when you actually get a chance to use it on your own for a good amount of time. So, Best Buy, you're not completely off the hook either on this. You can't just let customers like add reviews of a product when it's not even out in the territory. And and shame on these beta testers. I just have this to say: if you're gonna go looking for a job elsewhere, and if your employer finds out that you're part of this campaign, and let me tell you, I'm not gonna release my own screenshots. I was able to take screenshots of the reviews yesterday before they were taken down, whether it be from Huawei or Best Buy. If an employer finds out that you're a part of this, all I can say is, good luck getting hired. You're at another place. So just shame on Huawei. This shady practice this never works, especially these days with how people are very cautious of how they perceive reviews on the internet. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, this just gives Huawei a really bad name. And as of right now, Huawei, even though yes, smartphone reviewers like them per se, they don't really have the best image in the US since they're not marketed as much, and there's that thing going around where Huawei is suspected of espionage, where their phones are spying on Americans, which, obviously Huawei's not going to come out and say that's true or not, but this is not I'm just completely without words when a thing like this pops up. Like Huawei, if you were really looking for beta testers, just announce on your page that you want people to apply, not make them write fake, giving positively, purposely good reviews of your phones just so they could get this just reeks of you were baiting them to write good reviews so because you were hoping your customers would fall for it. And I'm pretty sure 99% of you guys out there wouldn't fall for this, and I'm glad you wouldn't fall for this. And I think that's how these fake reviews got taken down, was that people got mad. I saw in the comments of 9 to 5 Google, although in that case I wouldn't be surprised if it was just the same person, but still, the point is I'm really glad it was taken down. But just to kind of remind you guys, even if it's a quick little review, just to keep in mind when you guys review products, make sure you mention in the reviews somewhere, even if you like a product, that you acknowledge that while it does have a couple faults, you could still recommend the product. Because when somebody gives no credit, doesn't give a critical review, or they even say things like, I have an iPhone 10 but I want to switch to this other phone, or this eats Samsung, that's really red flag. An honest reviewer would have at least said, while this phone has this amount of problems, I could still recommend it. It still performs really well and has a nice screen. If I were to take my Nexus 5X for example, which I still technically like the phone, it's getting kind of outdated, but if you don't really care about updates, I still think it's. I mean, see, I just did a quick little my quick thoughts on it. I still mentioned that yeah, it's kind of slow, but I can tell you that it still has a nice screen, and generally speaking, unless you're using something like Snapchat or the video camera, you'll be able to use it just fine, and especially if you stick to Facebook and Twitter. Or even something like the iPhone SE. I think you guys know that generally I tend to prefer iOS over Android, but I would never put up a review saying, oh, the iPhone SE is the best budget phone of the year, because the SE, even though I really like that phone, I still have to keep in mind, it's still not going to be perfect for a lot of people. The screen is still tiny, and even if you could afford it, I would honestly recommend trying to get a used iPhone 7, since you could find the 7 for around the same price as a 32 gig iPhone SE right now. So guys, just be careful about these. If you guys are really desperate for work, don't fall for these like this, because in the long run, it's going to come and bite you in the ass. And Huawei, all I can really say is this is you didn't fool anybody, and this just makes you look really shady. So, alright guys, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and thanks for watching. Hey guys, this has been a Blood Moon Bobby video. Please like this video or dislike it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.